What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and yes, I am looking a bit casual today. I feel casual with these what's it called, live streams, man. I like the feel, and I was wearing this hat before, and I'm gonna continue wearing it now. I want to see real quick. I want to put the link in the Discord here. Let's see. Is it going? It is going. We got the live going right now. Oh, Oh, nope. Oh, it's too loud. Turn that down. There we go. And let me see. Doing it. Trying to at least. Share to the Discord. Not that one. We're going to that one. Alright. There it is. It is on the Discord. Okay, hopefully everybody... yeah, let's see. Alright, cool. And then... go to this here, get the live chat pulled up again, and we're good. Okay, Dragon Riders are alive. What's up, Bitcoin Jason? Good to see you, man. Good to see anybody who's in here. It says there's only one person in here right now, but I see Bitcoin Jason's in here, and I'm in here, so that there should be two, so this thing's lagging. Am I using OBS? Yes, I am using OBS. I use OBS, and then for the webcam like connection thing, I use Ethereum webcam. That's why if you ever see like up here, it's free, but they do like this advertisement. It'll like come along and it'll say Ethereum webcam or whatever. Yeah, hell yeah. Okay, now we got 4 people in here. Cool, or maybe more. Who knows? What's up, Stana? We are talking about Bitcoin Cash today. Shout out to the Dragon Riders in the House of the Dragon. We are not dragging ass anymore. We are actually descending quite well. What's going on, Yevis? How you doing? I think that's how you say your name. Yevis S. Thanks, and you guys, I am going back for more tacos. I've been preparing. I've been training. I have been eating a lot. Man, there's these little dumplings that I eat. I've been making, and they're about the same. What's up? Not worried. They're about the same size as those tacos, and I remember I ate like 12 of them in like a really quick sitting the other day, and it kind of filled me up. I ate 12 of them yesterday. Didn't fill me up at all. I'm gonna crush this. I'm gonna crush it. And I get a choice of tacos. I'm gonna choose the one that to me would be the least filling of the 4. I know which ones I don't like, and I know which ones are. Anyways, we're not here to talk about tacos though. It's in my pants in the bedroom in the gray pants. Yeah. Anyways. Looking at Bitcoin Cash today, got more BCH underwriting one of my merchants on the weekend. Underwriting one of my merchants. You got more BCH doing a job? Is that what you're saying? I don't. Can you elaborate on that, Bitcoin Jason? I don't understand. Maybe it's my poor vernacular. But so from top to bottom here, obviously, we've got this overall fib range. We have broken above the 382. Doing this, man, it's really nice to see. And we're actually finding support on the 236 right now, which is kind of encouraging, to be completely fair. That is kind of encouraging. Is this the low? I don't think so. I do think that we go lower, but it could be. It very well could be. And, we'll look for the signs to see if that's the case. I don't think we have enough data to go off of right now to kind of determine that, but it does overall look like a possibility. So I do want to talk about that. Looking at the weekly here on the RSI, if we were to close this week at this current price or higher, or even just a little bit lower, we're at this 50 area where we could be bouncing. We could even go below the 50 and still find a bounce as we have previously. Generally though, if we look at all the time, right, this is the all-time history for Bitcoin Cash. We are on the Coinbase chart. This has all the history for Bitcoin Cash since the hard fork. Love you. So we've got, let's see, we broke out of this overbought zone here, and we came back up. I think that's the only time that we did that. No, we did it right here too. Right? Yeah, I guess we did. Oh, and we did it here, actually. Ooh, we kind of have done it a lot, actually. But we didn't do it here. We didn't go back up here. We actually came lower. Anytime that we've broken below the 50, this is what I'm trying to get to. After getting in the overbought zone, anytime we've broken below the 50, we have gone at least down to this like 35 area. You can see that, right? You got out of the overbought zone, broke below the 50, and you went down to the 35 area. Ultimately lower, but for your first move before you had a major pivot. Let's see. There's over 200 merchants in Townsville, Australia. Some merchants sell me their BCH. Okay, that's right. I forget. I remember you guys telling me it's big in Australia. That's pretty cool, man. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I would take. I mean, I would take my BCH pay, man, at spot price. I think that's fair. You know, ready for 3 green amigos analysis, BCH maker and comp. Yeah, hell yeah, we can talk about maker and comp for sure. But looking at this again, going from overbought, breaking below the 50, again, you found your low on the RSI at the 35. Breaking into the overbought zone, coming out of it, breaking below the 50, again at this area. Overbought zone here, you didn't break below the 50. You went back in the overbought zone, didn't break below the 50. Here you were overbought, broke below the 50, and ultimately you actually went even lower than the 35 area. You did find a little support here, but you went lower. And then now, the last time, the most recent occurrence, we've broken out of the overbought zone after being overbought for the longest amount of time in Bitcoin Cash's history. Is it possible that we could see a move that takes us down to about the 40 to 35 in the RSI? I think it is. I think it is. But we haven't broken below the 50 yet. So that's something to take into consideration. We haven't done that yet. And in fact, I don't know, this is an area that looks somewhat significant. So bouncing off of this could indicate that we are at a low. And we only have 3 hours to go in this week, you guys. So something to pay attention to for sure. Looking at the daily here, I'm going to delete that there. If we take this fib, this more relative fib range from the low to the high, you can see that we broke below the 382. We actually had a little temporary bounce off of it and then broke below it. Clean break, man. This kind of look to me, rejecting the 236 like this, you know, coming down and just straight disrespecting the 382 like that, I very much would expect that we see a movement down to the 618, 69 area. We don't have to. Expectations don't mean anything in this game, you know. If we happen to go up, you know, up to here even, we can go all the way up, you guys, up to here, up to like 220, 230 even, and then turn around from there. We could have still a lower high in this overall descending structure. That line's a little bit off, but let's move it down. Something like that, right? Maybe not quite at that pitch. Let's see. Right around something like this, yeah. We could move up to about, that would be 228, 230, something like that. We could even prod a little bit above it until we get a day that closes above that. And really what I'd want to see more than anything, first and foremost, before we even get up there, would be a day that closes above this low here, would be about a day that closes above 222, let's say 223 really, because it's 222 and 71 cents. So if we can get a day that closes above 223, things will start to look more encouraging, to say the least. But it's still not completely convincing, but that would be the first step. And we are quite a bit of a ways away from there. We don't have to make a move up to that area. We can, and things can still go down. That's the only reason I'm talking about it. So we don't have to make a move up to that area. We could literally from here turn around, you know, even if we close the week right here with this this area at the 50, we still could just continue to go down from there. But man, looking at it too on the monthly as well, you know, we have 11 days left in the month. If we can come up by the end of the month, if we can come up and like close above this low here, that would start to look bullish as well. If we can close the end of the month above $202, that wouldn't be a bad thing. You know, that doesn't mean that we can't go lower than that low still, but that would imply that we are near the end, you know, which I mean, I think we already know we're near the end of this thing, right? It's met the necessary range to kind of turn around. Let's see. Doge is the way. Hell yeah, it is, man. What's going on? Succeed or die. Succeed or die. What's going on? Happy to have you here. Happy to have everybody here. Thank you guys for joining. But yeah, man, just going over the general plan with Doge, or with Bitcoin Cash. I think if we look at the daily, we are in the oversold zone here. We are still in this downtrend in the RSI. It looks like we're having a bounce kind of in this area. I don't know, man. It's kind of got a weird base to it, but nonetheless, we are bouncing in this area. This is a pretty low point for the historical references of Bitcoin Cash, right? You can see here that it's only gone down here a handful of times this low. Yeah, like literally once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, right? And here's the 7th time right now. So anytime that we have gone this low, let's just see the last time, for example, was here, and we continued to bleed lower, right? It went sideways for a little bit, kind of meandered, and then it bled lower. Let's see what we did on a fib basis there. we'll kind of compare it. I know I made a video comparing this already, but I've kind of forgotten, so I'd like to go over it. Bottom there to top, we found support at the 1618 and the one we actually tipped the 1786 on the dot, but we found support on the 1618 twice. We closed at it, had like a fake out, found resistance on the 618, and then sent us all the way down, and then boom, went up. We actually had support on that same 618 and continued to go higher. But again, we went down to about the 1618 area. Just for reference, as of right now, we might not have our move up to really like measure this from, but as of right now, you know, the 1618 would take us around 149. The 1786 would be around 145. Man, that's at 145 and 14 cents. My biggest buy order is at 145. So if we miss it by that much, man, I'm gonna be upset. But that's okay. You know, I can still buy it cheaper than what it is now. If I have to change my order, I will. But the 618 here is at 148. The 69 is at 135. And I made a video yesterday talking about how Bitcoin Cash really does love this sweet spot. Just because it loves that doesn't mean it has to go there again. You know, it can have a love-hate relationship. It doesn't need to see it all the time. But let's see here. Good. I'm glad you're doing great. Look at Doge BTC long term. We'll do that. Sure. Is your biggest bag BCH? No. I mean, I guess at the moment, my biggest bags are probably Mana and Compound. But I have a very big buy order set for BCH, and I have some BCH. If that buy order gets hit, then yes, BCH would be my biggest bag. But right now, it's Mana and Compound. Those are my two biggest bags. But I have most of my money sitting on the side still, so that's not. It's in orders actually, so that's not really. It's not really a fair answer, I suppose. But okay, so looking at that was the last time we interacted with it. Over here, we can see that we did find a low here, and we still continued to go lower, just slightly lower this time. It wasn't as dramatically lower. In fact, you know, from a fib basis, from this low to this high here, we didn't actually even get an extension. We went really close to the 1272, but we kind of bounced right off it. This is kind of actually a really bullish look, but that's also not much to go off of. You did have bullish divergence form throughout this range. Yes, you had lower daily closes, but bullish divergence was forming. That should have been an indicator. We're moving down, but we're not making lower lows. That's a good thing, man. And then, you know, obviously we did come back down, and we kind of had a double bottom overall, and then ultimately, yes, we went higher and then lower, but something like this would change my opinion of us going lower currently than the current low, which is at like 160 something, right? If we go back again, I don't know, this one's kind of close. Here, you did bounce right off it, but you did, again, you were oversold here, came up, and then went down. I guess that's a double bottom, so you didn't actually look for these double bottoms, man. That's about two of them right there. Look for these double bottoms. They can come out. We might not go lower, but we still might have a double bottom. Here, we did go to this line. We actually like bounced right off of this line again, and on this day is where the low in the RSI was made. It was on this big red day here. That was a 45% move. Okay, that was a lot bigger of a dump than what we've experienced now. And there was a good bit of volume actually, but we did go lower the next day, and then we kind of moved sideways out of it. You know, something like this. There was a flat base and ascending structure. That I feel like that was a little bit more bullish looking too, but we didn't really do much after that. But let's just keep going here. Here, same thing, man. You found your low, moved sideways, had a double bottom, and then you went up. Here, over here on this one, you closed here. You went lower the next day, but then you moved sideways. You kind of had a double bottom even. You continued to move sideways. Man, these double bottoms really look to be a thing over here. Hit the line here, continued to bleed lower. Very big drop though. This is kind of a unique one in itself. This is from the early days of Bitcoin Cash. Here, close enough. Your first like low pivot was right here, and you did bleed lower, flat base, and then you went up. And you actually proceeded to go lower. Here again, where your pivot was right here, and you went up, and then you bled just a little bit lower. What's that on a fib basis actually? From bottom to top here. That is a bounce right off the 1272. Like you literally, okay, just above it, but you basically were there. And then let's see here if there's anything else. No, that's it. So with all that to say, man, I would expect one of two outcomes, right? There's more than just these two outcomes that could happen, but what I don't expect is something like this to happen. I don't expect this to happen. I don't think that we got here and we're gonna bleed down another. What is that like from the low? I don't think Bitcoin Cash has another 65% drop in it. I really don't think that that's what's going to happen. But what I would more expect to happen is one of two things. The first one is the one that I wouldn't personally be excited for, and that would be, and maybe some of you guys would be excited for it, but that would be, continue to move sideways, and then we have a double bottom, and then we turn up from there. Form some bullish divergence on a closing basis. We'd actually be like slowly bleeding down, but on an overall lower low basis, we wouldn't actually have that. Form a double bottom of sorts, and then move higher. Maybe we only form a slightly lower low to the 1272 as we've seen a couple times, and that would take us down to about 157, kind of at this top area. Maybe we go right above the 1272 as we've seen a couple times. Maybe we go a little bit below it. Maybe this isn't the high either. Maybe it goes up just a little bit higher. If we were to go up to that area around like 220, I would say probably around like 220 is what I would expect. Let's see. Let's see. What would that do? If we were to take this from a high to a low, 214 maybe, we could go just above the 382 even. So yeah, about there, something like that. Let's just say above it. Let's put it at this like previous low actually. Test previous support as resistance. The 1272 now would be right at this previous area that we found resistance, which would make a little bit of sense. The 1618 is right there at 137, previous area of resistance as well, right in that sweet spot that I've been looking for quite a while. Something like this could make sense, and this again could be after a move up to about 210 to 220, somewhere in there. But we might not even get that move. We could also just continue to like bleed down from here and build bullish divergence overall, and with that could imply lower lows, or it might imply a double bottom. So that's something to kind of watch for. I know I said two things, but I guess that's three things, right? We could move sideways, bleed lower a little bit, but ultimately have a double bottom, form some bullish divergence. We could just bleed down, get a lower low overall, and form bullish divergence and go up, kind of similar, but with still a lower low in mind. Or number three, we go up from here and then have one final sell-off to go down, which I don't know which one to expect at this point in time. I think expect all of them, and let's just be patient and see how this goes. I wouldn't expect a straight dump to the downside from here. I wouldn't expect a straight pump to the upside from here, but those can happen. Sometimes it's the things that you don't expect that actually take place. So just be aware of that, And what would be indicative that a pump out of here is the real deal, that it's to be taken seriously? The first step would be, again, close above this low close here at about 223. Close above that on a daily basis, and we can start talking about this being the real deal. What would be, convincing that this is like a flash dump from here, which also I wouldn't expect. It's kind of far away from here, but probably get a close below that on a daily basis. Like just have a big day that closes below that, and we might see something that is a little bit more dramatic from here. But I wouldn't really expect that personally. Let's see what we got here. What's up? What's up, Andy? How you doing? Yeah, Red Dragon is partying like a rock star lately, man. Doing its thing though, right? It's just doing the same thing it's been doing. It has its move, and then sideways. It has its move and then sideways, and now it's having its move, and it's looking like it's moving sideways. So let's see. Actually, I wonder, before we end this analysis on BCH, from bottom here to like when we started moving down again, that was about 8 bars. From bottom here to when we started moving down again, that was about 12 bars. And then here from bottom to when I guess we started moving down at that rate 1 bar later, but really like 8 bars again. Let's see, bottom here, we're on about our 3rd bar. So we really could for another week just be moving sideways or slightly moving up even. I don't know if this is the top, but I am pretty convinced at the moment that this is not the low. If it is the low, then likely we will see a double bottom off of this range, and that'll make things a little bit more obvious. I probably wouldn't buy the double bottom, but if we had a double bottom look and we moved up, I might move my order and buy back at like the same prices that we're at now, which I would be totally fine doing that. I wouldn't be fine with doing it right now though, because I'm not convinced one way or another. Early days of BCH, people were selling their coins from the split. Yeah. Yep. That's why it had that huge dump. Everybody was like, "Oh, free money. I'm just going to take it." We'll talk about Dash, sure. Hit the like button, show some love. Oh, thanks, Not Worried. Yeah, if you guys want to hit the like button, that'd be great. Thank you all so much. We're going to start talking about some other stuff in BCH right now. Yeah, man, I think we've gotten a base. Honestly, I think BCH has formed a base. I think it's going to have a spectacular. This is going to be a top performer, you guys, in the bull market. I mean, it really could do a 100x from the current price of like right now. Literally, I think that a $19,000 price is totally possible by the end of this bull run for BCH. If you take this all-time high, and this is where we'll end it. We'll end it on a bullish note. All-time high to all-time low. Minimum extension is at 13K. The 1618 is at 53K. I personally don't expect that, but the 1414 here is at 23K. Something like that I could see. I would kind of more expect that. In between these lines is probably more realistic, but at a minimum of 13K, which from the current price, just to put it in percentage forms, would be a move of 6,600%, or up here even about almost 12,000%. So that would be an over 100x from the current price. And I think this is a 100xable coin. It might be, and I've said this a few times, it might be one of the only coins in the top 20 that is 100xable. And I say that, but I don't know. Is it in the top 20? I'm pretty sure it is. Let's see. Bitcoin Cash. It's not in the top 20. It's the 21st coin. Dang it. It's in the top 21. It might be one of the only ones that's 100xable. Besides Dogecoin. I think Dogecoin is also 100xable. But anyways here. Oh, I'm not smoking anything, man. Oh, BCH to 20K. Man, I'm going to be smoking some green dragons. That's what I'm going to be smoking. Or maybe we'll be smoking the red dragon. I don't know. Wrap it up and blaze it. I'm sober right now, guys. You know, excuse the hat and everything. I'm just feeling myself today. You know, again, I'm more comfortable with these live streams than anything else. But I was wearing this before, and I just decided, screw it. You know, I'll keep it on. It's my good luck hat, man. I like to wear it whenever I'm gambling and stuff like that. Even if I lose, it's still my good luck hat. But BCH to 20K, man, I'm serious. I really am serious. I think if Bitcoin can reach prices, and I think we all, maybe you do believe, maybe you don't believe, but I would assume most people in crypto believe Bitcoin can reach a price of $1 million. I see no reason why Bitcoin Cash can't reach at least $100,000 at some point down the line. And for this cycle, 20K. I definitely think 20K is possible. What are my fundamental reasons for this bullish price? Okay, we'll end on this note and then go from there. My fundamental reasons are basically the same as Bitcoin's reasons, right? Bitcoin's fundamental reasons for reaching that price. With that being said, Bitcoin Cash is more centralized, I would think, than Bitcoin is. Maybe it's not. I don't know, you know. But like Bitcoin is owned in large by the U.S. government. You know, they're the biggest holders of it. But Bitcoin Cash is probably more centralized. But it's faster than Bitcoin. It's cheaper to send. Like it's cheaper as far as like transaction costs go. Being more centralized, you know, that technically does add a layer of security too. It's an OG coin, and it has the same tokenomic fundamentals that Bitcoin has. There's only going to be 21 million of them, only. And I don't know if people lost their coins. Like a lot of people lost their Bitcoins, you know, from the early days, losing their keys and stuff. But I feel like a lot of people just kind of disregarded Bitcoin Cash and like didn't take it seriously. A lot of people hate this thing, man. It's had hate from the start, and it's still relevant. It is still completely relevant. It has maintained a market cap of worth like multi-billions of dollars for most of its existence. You know what I mean? So as far as like fundamentals values go too, it's utilized in other countries for like commerce and other things. You know, Bitcoin Jason here is talking about, he's saying it's not centralized. He's talking about how he accepts it for payment in Australia, and he's not the only one. Apparently it's really big in Australia. I know in Japan, in Asia, in Singapore even, Roger Ver made his way out there and he implemented a lot of Bitcoin Cash acceptance there as well. You know, he's the guy that like got Bitcoin off the ground. He's like a big promoter of that shit. And there are some, who was it? It wasn't, it's I forget the guy's name, but he's a prime minister of it's not St. Kitts. Is it St. Marcus or what is it? I forget what it is. Somebody knows though. Yeah, Jet Wash Ben, you know who? Yeah, exactly what I'm talking about. No, man, Roger Ver, he seemed a bit whack. I would agree, and he said some things that are a little bit. I would say that Roger Ver is not necessarily a good public speaker. Whenever he's getting hate thrown at him, I think he's a good talker and he's a very charismatic character. But whenever the heat is on him, when people are talking shit to him, he acts like a child. I don't think that he handled that well at all. But Roger Ver is not Bitcoin Cash. He's not the founder. He's not the creator of it. He's just like a spokesperson for it, and he's a very influential person, and he's got a lot of drive to see this thing succeed. Like Bitcoin Cash, if it didn't have anything at all, but it had Roger Ver, regardless of how wacky he might have seemed, back in like these days, I would still say that is a benefit for Bitcoin Cash in itself. Roger Ver, he's not self-proclaimed Bitcoin Jesus. People gave him that name long before Bitcoin Cash ever hard forked. He's been Bitcoin Jesus. He literally owns the domain for Bitcoin.com. He's an OG in the space, man, and I definitely respect that. But is he good at handling shit talking? No, I don't think so. I think he acts like a child. He actually reminds me of like one of my very good friends, just kind of, doesn't handle that well at all. And I think he did. I think he made an ass out of himself a lot back here in like 2017, 2019 bull market times. Sold all his BTC, lost loads of influence. He might have lost some influence. I think he lost a lot of respect, but I don't know, man. He might have gained influence. I bet more people know about him now than they ever did before the Bitcoin Cash hard fork. I bet more people know about him now. He's not homeless. He's a billionaire, man. He's a multi-billionaire. Actually, he's very successful person. Max Kaiser's Bitcoin Jesus. Maybe he's the anti-Bitcoin Jesus, right? I don't know. But who knows? Anyways, I'm getting a little too philosophical here. Let's see. Don't forget cash tokens. What do you mean cash tokens, Andy Overton? I might not know about this, man. Who's the president who gets paid in BCH? I think it's Saint Marcus is like the place. It's somewhere in the Caribbean. But yeah, there's a bunch of people that do get paid in BCH. But the prime minister of whatever one of those territories is, his whole salary is in Bitcoin Cash. So I can't think of any government official that takes Bitcoin or Ethereum as their payment. You know what I mean? So Bitcoin Cash, as far as fundamental values go, I think it has a lot of fundamental values, honestly. St. Kitts. No, I don't think it is St. Kitts. Is it St. Kitts? We're going to look it up right now. What prime minister gets paid in BCH? We're going to look it up. St. Kitts, to be legal tender by March. This was in 2022, so it might be legal tender already. I don't know. Employees get paid in Bitcoin Cash salaries. The Caribbean online, it's very big in the Caribbean. St. Kitts and Nevis to make Bitcoin Cash legal tender. This was, again, November 2022. I don't know. Bangladesh raises president. I can't find it, man. Minister salaries, UK Parliament. Nope, that's not what I want to see. I don't know. But, I mean, there's a lot of fundamental value in Bitcoin Cash, man. Primarily, I would say the same thing as Bitcoin. It has 21 million coins. There's not enough Bitcoin Cash in existence for every millionaire in the world to own even half of one. So, I mean, that in itself, it's got a scarcity value. And it is a better Bitcoin. From a technological perspective, it is a better Bitcoin. Will it ever surpass Bitcoin? I know there's a lot of you who think it will. I don't really know if I believe that, but I think that it can do great things. I think Bitcoin Cash is worth $189 right now. I think it will, in our lifetimes, probably in like the next cycle, not this cycle, be worth over $100,000. Or if it's not the next cycle, the cycle after that. ETCTA, it can't. St. Kitts, I don't know. Let's see. Let me just read all this here real quick, guys. Crypto Hulk just out Coinbase. Coinbase been shorting the market, keeping prices down. Crypto Hulk just out. I don't know. Coinbase been shorting the markets. Maybe I could believe that. They, there's a lot less coins on exchanges right now. Everyone says it's such a good thing. We've never seen so many coins off the exchanges. This is a good thing. That means there's a lot of long-term holders. But really, what that means is the exchanges have an easier time moving the price. There's less volume in the books for them to make the price dump or go up. You know what I mean? So then people put their money back on the exchange to sell it. The exchanges buy it up, blah, 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 whatever. The rest is history. RV wears his heart on his sleeve. Yeah, man. Yeah, he does. Yes, he does. I have a lot of respect for Roger Ver. I just think he definitely showed his childishness. He didn't handle with Jimmy Song and Tone Vase poking and prodding at him. He did not handle that well, man. And his whole thing with you're killing babies by not accepting Bitcoin Cash, like he was reaching there, man, and he's a very charismatic character. But I think him being a spokesperson for Bitcoin Cash is not a weakness. Even if he made an ass out of himself, I don't think it's a weakness at all. You can mint. Oh man, you can mint fungible and NFTs on the BCH chain now. Oh, that's right, I did know about that. Yeah, that's some big shit too. That there is some fundamental value there for sure. We'll do some ETC TA, Brad C. We'll definitely do that. It can't pass BTC. I agree, Jet Wash Band. I don't think it will. I don't think it will personally, just because it's a popularity contest, guys. I don't care. It can be the better technology, but Bitcoin has a bigger user base. With more popularity comes higher price. That's just how it is. That's how it is with anything, man. I've seen coins that are technologically better than anything in the top 100, and they are irrelevant because they didn't gain popularity. It's all a popularity contest, you know what I mean? And Bitcoin is the most secure and the most popular coin in the crypto space. It really is. But we're gonna look back. I want to see what was the first request. Moving on, we're gonna do, because Samuel you requested Maker and Comp. He requested, he got you guys dirty, man. He requested a couple of them at once. We're gonna talk about Maker here, and we're gonna do this one kind of quick because I don't know as much about Maker or feel as passionately for it, you know. And I have a passion for BCH, but like I'm not like some people, man. You know, if it does bad, like boohoo, whatever, I'll definitely own some, and you know, that wouldn't be good for me. But like, I'm willing to. I don't like date it, right? They say don't date it, just trade. Don't hate it, don't date it, just trade it. And I definitely don't hate it. I do like it. I definitely have like an affliction, or not an affliction, a love. Is that, I don't know what word to use, but I definitely like Bitcoin Cash. But if it looks like it's not going to perform the way that I'm expecting it to, I have no problem dropping it and moving on to something else. I try to be emotionless as much as I can. I think everybody here would do their best to be emotionless in this game, and it is a game, you guys. We are playing a game where we are trying to take money from each other. It's a big boy, it's a big girl game. Put your big girl panties on, put your big boy pantyhose on. It is an adult game here, okay? And it's a game, really, every dollar that you make in this, you are taking money from somebody else. Hopefully it's from somebody who has billions of dollars or millions of dollars and they can afford to lose some. But odds are you're probably taking it from people who are just like you know, because there are more people that are just like us every day, you know. Anyways, I'm getting philosophical here. Looking at Maker from the last cycle's low to the current all-time high, we bounced right off of the sweet spot, man, right in that 618 to 69 area. We actually had a double bottom here on a monthly basis. Looking at the RSI, we are above the 50. It looks like we might come down and test this as support. I like that. I definitely do like that. You know, we kind of had a similar move here. We broke above the 50. Came down, found it as support. We actually hugged it a little bit here. You even bounced off it a couple times in this area here. So you could even go below the 50. Look, you rejected it here even. I think you could go a little bit lower. Maybe even to close the month you go a little bit lower, but this thing looks good, man. I definitely think that it wants to go higher. Maker, what is Maker right now, man? What is it at? Let's see. MKR Maker. I'm gonna look at all these comments here. Let's see. XRP Army. People getting relationships with their coins. XRP Army for sure, man. Man, I think XRP, I used to say it's the most legitimate scam out there. I don't think it's a scam. I actually, ever since the SEC sued XRP, I have been pro XRP. I'm on their side, man. You've got a fan for life now. Ever since then, even if they lost the case, I would stand by XRP Army. But do I think it's going to perform the best in this cycle? Probably not. A lot of people think some crazy things, man, with their cryptos, and it's like, you got to be really. This is why I like to go to CoinGecko and look at the market caps. Maker is worth $1 billion with the B dollars, and it has the potential to go a little bit lower. So it might be even worth a little bit less than that. Pretty diluted too, so that's nice to see. What I'm getting at is, you do this to kind of estimate, is this a 100xable coin? Well, for this thing to 100x from its current price, it would have a $100 billion market cap. That is very high. That is a very high market cap, you guys. There are companies that people utilize in the real world all the time that aren't even worth $100 billion. You guys have Roku? Anybody have Roku? Who uses a Roku TV or a Roku, like anything, like some kind of form of Roku? Let's look at Roku stock right now. I bet most people in here, if not all of you guys, have used Roku or use Roku regularly. I do. I got Roku playing on my TV right now. It shouldn't be. No one's watching it, but I got it playing right now. You know, it's a streaming platform for streaming platforms. I've never used Maker before. I bet none of you have ever used Maker before. Maybe one of you have. Maybe Sam. Maybe you the one that requested it has. But it's got potential to be worth $100 billion, and it's got less use case than Roku. Let's see what Roku's stock is at right now. Roku's stock market cap is 11.22 billion. And I doubt that this thing, in the same time that Maker has the potential to make $100 billion market cap, I doubt we see that with Roku. You know what I mean? So crypto's just crazy, man. Crypto's crazy. There's a lot of undeserving price action, but it happens because it's got, you know, it's a 24-hour market. People get excited. The hype is there, and that's why we see these huge movements of volatility and just like movements up and then crashes. You know, what I'm trying to get at. Everything ETC and BTC are the only real blockchains. Everything else is trash. Kanye West knows. They might all be trash, man. I think BTC is not trash. I don't think BCH is trash. I don't think Doge is trash, man. I think, like, if you want to say Doge is trash, then the dollar is trash. And you could say the dollar is trash, but man, it's the world reserve currency. And Dogecoin, from a fundamental point of view, as crazy as it is, this joke coin, Dogecoin, has better fundamentals than the US dollar does. And the US dollar is the world reserve currency. Okay, I don't think that they're all trash. I don't think they're all trash, but there is a lot of trash in the crypto market for sure. I love Dogecoin, RA production, I do. But looking at this thing, you guys, from top to bottom, let's get into the TA. You guys got me all jacked here, man. I keep getting sidetracked here. Double topped on the 382. Kind of an area that you found resistance before. Makes sense. Maybe you come down to the 236, down at about $914. Let's see if anything else makes sense with that. From this low to this high, yeah, look at that, man. You just rejected this 382. Maybe you come down and find support off of this 382, which is in line with this 236. You might even go slightly below it and find support on this area where you had resistance before. Maybe you go to the 0.5 area. You know, maybe you do go that low. But I would say that it's kind of a big range, but I would more expect between $940 to $900 is where this thing is going to go before it starts turning up again. That's my immediate expectation. Let's kind of dive into this thing and give it a further look. You know, looking at this, I mean, it literally can. It could come all the way down to $830 and still be fine. Look at this. You're in a nice uptrend. You have a W look to you right now, man. Really, I don't know, man. With the way this looks, you might not break below 940. You might not. Let's see if anything lines up with that. I mean, that 382 is right there, man. You might not break below this 382, actually. That might be the low. This could even be the low. You might not go lower. I don't know. Looking at the weekly, you are overbought. You came out of the overbought zone. You've been in a nice kind of uptrend, right? But you could come a lot lower in this RSI and still maintain that uptrend. A lot of cryptos have broken their uptrend. You, however, have not. Maker, you definitely could see this thing come down to this trend line, about the 50 on the weekly. That would look really nice, man, actually. Coming down, bouncing off of the 50, off of this trend line as well, and then coming back up. That would look really nice, actually. And then maybe, you know, before the halving or whatever, because like maybe by the end of the year you have a move. I would think by the end of the year you have a move that is going to be higher than this high, but then you probably chill. That'll probably be the end of this like uptrend you're in on the RSI. You probably chill till post halving or something like that before you make your next like real big move up. But looking at this thing, the kind of key levels to watch would be this 618 area up at $2,420. $420, baby, right there where this previous high is, this area of support is. That would make sense to me, this kind of sweet spot. You want to react positively with that. And what I mean by that is, you know, maybe you come lower, whatever. Oh, come on now. Maybe you come lower, bounce off of that area, you go up to this area. You very well could see a move that takes you up here by the end of this year, before the halving. You very well could. I wonder if we were to go to the 236. I don't know. Maybe I'm spitballing. So that's not really. Maybe this one. Maybe this one would be better. Top to bottom, you got a 2272 right up in this area. Deeper extensions for sure. You are. Let's see. You are showing respect. It looks like. Yeah. You could go to the 886. Man, that line is right there at the 786, 886 area. You really could go. I think around anywhere. Let's say from anywhere from like 850 to 940, somewhere in there. I do think that you go lower though. That is my genuine interpretation before proceeding higher. But by the end of the year, before the halving, you very well could see prices that are all the way up at this sweet spot between the 6.9 and the 6.18 area. You really could for Maker, which from the current price, not from where it bottoms at, but from the current price, that's anything from like 100% to 160% gain. If this thing was to 100x from its current price, which it is possible, going back to that whole $100 billion market cap thing, if it was to 100x, that would make it a price of, that would be about, let's see. Oh, come on. I just had it, man. It was right there. Come on. You know you want to. Oh, I see it. It's, okay, whatever. Somewhere right there. It would be, damn, man. That would be, is that right? Is that $107,000 for a Maker coin? Which I know it sounds crazy because Bitcoin's never seen that, but look at the circulating supply, man. It's only 901,000 coins. It definitely could see a price that high. It definitely could. And I say definitely could being the key word, because that would make it $100 billion in market cap value, and that's a very high number, guys. It is achievable. It is achievable in crypto, and Maker has been around for quite a while. I think it's proven itself as like a quote-unquote safe coin, right? It's been around since 2017. It's an OG. You've got higher highs, higher lows, no rug pulls yet, nothing, I haven't heard of anything bad with it. I know a lot of people like it. Definitely a 100xable coin. If we look at the previous bull market, you can see from top to bottom here, you went up to the 1618, you front ran it, you sold below it, whatever. And then this time, if you were to do that same move and take you up to the 1618, that could take you up to at least $30,000. So maybe, maybe you don't 100x from the current price. Maybe you only see a 27x. Oh no, only a 27x. That's still really good. That is still really good. And if you were to go to $100,000, that would be, or like wherever 100x would be, that would be, here. I wouldn't think that you would stop there. I would think that you'd probably go to this 2272 and you'd actually see like 150x, something like that. But that seems pretty extreme. There's not a whole lot of volume here. This is on the Coinbase chart. Let's use the Binance chart to see MKR USDT on Binance. I'll look at the comments in a second, you guys. I just don't want to get distracted. I keep getting distracted. Okay, look at this. All the volume moved to Binance, and that's good because Binance is the biggest exchange. It has the most volume on it. I might be in trouble. I think I heard my daughter. If my daughter's awake, I'm gonna have to end the stream, guys. That's not good. Let's pray that that's not the case. I'll be right back. I gotta check. I'll be right back. Unfortunately, guys, she is awake. She took a very short nap today, a very short nappy indeed. I'm going to try to move through some other ones. Let's talk about comp real quick. But man, whenever she sees me over here, she's going to want to get on. And no offense, I like all of you guys, but I'm not going to show her on the stream personally. That's just not my style. I'm going to keep her face off of the internet till she has her own Facebook profiles and stuff whenever she's old enough to do that on her own. You just never know with this world that we live in, guys. Hope you understand. But looking at this, and then I don't know, my fiance is getting food right now. Maybe she'll come back in time for me to continue doing this. I might have to start the stream up later, or maybe I'll make some videos according to the requests and everything here. On the block, Alts is Blockstream is owned by MasterCard. Oh, anyways, world is fucked. Yeah, Jetwash Ben, yeah, world is fucked. I think we all know. Quant might be a better buy, man. It really might be. Who knows? I'm probably not going to buy Maker or Quant, though if you were to diversify into either of them, I'm sure they do well in this coming bull market. I think Maker, again, just a closing thought on that, I think it is a 100xable coin. I personally don't expect it to do a 100x, though. I would expect something closer to a 20 to a 30x. That would be my expectation. I just want to be clear on that. I know I got a little sidetracked, got distracted. But again, MKR USDT on Binance, the most volume you've seen has come off of these lows. So you might see a bigger rally. You might see something that does take you past the 1618, contrary to what you saw last time. There's not enough historical data on this, but the Coinbase chart, remember, this top was around the previous cycle's high to low 1618. you could see a price that takes you somewhere above 30K. You do have a lot of volume coming in at these lows, so you could see a more spectacular rally. That's where I'm kind of basing that idea off of. But at a minimum, I would think that Maker has something like a 25x, if not potentially a 50x or higher. And it is 100xable. That doesn't mean that it will 100x, but it is possible. If there was a coin that could do it, Maker definitely could do it. We're going to look at Compound. Man, Compound I like because this this thing is definitely 100xable. I definitely think it is 100xable. If we go from the top here to the bottom to this low here, not the fake out low, I'm going to take it from this low because, again, this low I think is the relevant low to measure from because we also closed right at it. This was like a fake out down here. I'm not going to measure from there. This is a more conservative estimate. If I was to take this low and put it down here, it would only make these price targets higher. So we're at $42.50. I'm underwater with every bit of Compound that I've bought, but I'm just DCAing on this thing. This is one that I'm continuing to DCA on because I really do think Compound has a chance of going from its current price all the way to this 1618, which would give it a ridiculous price increase of 190x from its current price. Almost a 191x actually, and I think that it is possible. I think I put more weight on this thing doing a multi-100x than most cryptos, honestly. And at a minimum, this 1272 is all the way at a 57x right here, 56,000, almost a 58x actually. I would definitely put some weight on that, man. Compound went down to $35. Where was I, man? I didn't buy it at 35. I bought some at, I did buy some at 41. So that I guess not every position is underwater, but man, oh, that's right. I was trying to buy. I had some issues buying, and by the time I got my shit together, it was already back up. I remember now. Such an emotional day a couple days ago, man. But I do like Compound a lot, you guys. I do think that it has potential. If we look at it, you know, Maker's at 1 billion right now. If we look at Comp, this thing is not even in the top 100. It has a market cap of 300 million, just under 300 million. That gives it a whole lot of room, man, to take off. And if you guys know, if you don't know, BitBoy, Ben, I forget his last name, but BitBoy is a big fan of Compound. BitBoy has the biggest YouTube channel in crypto. Whether or not he makes good calls or it's because of his influence that coins do well, you know, he talked up Solana, Polkadot, AVAX, you know, a lot of coins that did very well in the last cycle that were low caps to start. He's talking about this thing, man. He likes this thing a lot too. And I like the chart, man. I like the chart beyond all else. And especially because like the minimum price extensions are at like a 50-something x, right? And then the next, like with the potential to go multi-100x even. Very nice looking double bottom. Good volume coming off of this, right? You had decreasing volume as you went lower. That's encouraging for sure. And now you're getting higher highs. You literally engulfed, man. 1, 2, 3, 4 months, 5 months. You engulfed 5, 6, 7, 8 months of closes, 7 months of total price action. You just engulfed it, man, in 1 month, coming off a very significant volume on Coinbase. If we go to Comp USDT on Binance here, same thing, man. Look at that. That volume is ridiculous, man. If it was this big on Coinbase, however big that volume is there, let's see. Let's look at it right now, actually, right? Because this is in Compound. That's 2.86 million Compound for the biggest volume that we saw on Binance here. We got on volume, it says 6.27. That was 3 times, or was it 2.86? What was it? Let's see. Hold on. Coinbase here. That is 2.86. So at least like 2.5 times the volume. No, whoa, man. I'm sorry, I was wrong. 14 million. 14 million. So that's tremendously. That's from like basically 3 million to 14. That's more than 6 times the volume, coming again off of the lows on this bullish engulfing candle that engulfed like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months. I'm sure you guys can hear her. She's right here. I will look. Where do I see BTC at the end of this year? I think BTC will be below 60K, maybe above 50K. But I do think that it will be. I do think that it'll be higher. It might not though. By the end of this year, man, it could really still be below 40K. BTC could be below 40K. It's hard to say. I should make a video on that, maybe in your end of year prediction. But man, I really do like Compound. This is why this is the only coin, guys, that I've been DCAing into from like the beginning that I heard about it. Thank you, Apache Garage, for putting this on my radar, by the way. You were the one that first requested it since I made this channel. But anyways, hi little girl, how you doing? She's just chilling. She's just being good. If she starts climbing up on me, I'm gonna have to end this though. Let's see, centralized trash. If it's not POW, you might as well put your money in the cloud. She's trying to climb up on me now, guys. So with that, I am gonna end this. I'm gonna look through all the comments that you guys left and go through and try to do the. I'm gonna make videos on the requests themselves. Maybe I can do another live stream in like a little bit whenever my fiance gets home and she can watch my daughter. But at the moment, I'm gonna have to go. So I hope you guys all have a good day. Thank you for coming. I'm sorry I didn't get to everything, but you know that's just it's the life I live right now. So ultimately, I do think that most of the coins that have been brought up, I think they're gonna do well in this coming bull cycle. I just unfortunately, I'm going to have to end it there. I can't really go into it. I wanted to talk about ETC. I'm sorry, Brad C. And yeah, we'll talk about BTC and everything and Dogecoin soon. If not on a live stream, I'll make videos about it. But yeah. Anyways, take care, everybody. Have a good day. I will